Hello everybody. Going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to share content that I shared with you 2 weeks ago in the last Marketing Minute. Now this content will be a little more elaborate, but it's because the new branded template picker that I featured 2 weeks ago in the last Marketing Minute is now live. It's in your account, it's in clients' account, it's in trial accounts. This feature is available to everybody, and what I want to do is go a little slower, show you how the product works, and talk to you about some ways that you can strategically incorporate this feature into your prospects, into your pitch, into your business. So let's take a look. So I wanted to go a little more in depth in the branded template picker because I feel and we feel it's so valuable. It's got a lot of benefits, and I know that many of you that caught the most recent webinar, the latest and greatest product updates, were very impressed with it. And of course, I teased it in the last Marketing Minute, but I felt like this deserved a deep dive. As I said at the top, I got to present this live in front of a group, and it was the most enthusiastic response I've ever had for anything I've ever shown in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sessions that I've held live in front of an audience. This was the most magical experience I've had in getting a response to a new feature in Constant Contact. So first I want to start with just, in case you haven't caught any of our education about this, how do you use it? So the branded template picker, as I said at the top, is found now in every single Constant Contact account. I'm going to go up here to email. And of course, this is going to be a 3GE template. It's going to be in our newest editor. So if you want to use this in the older editor, you can. It's going to only build an email in the new editor. And it's going to be found right here at the top. So as you select a template, we go to Brand Templates, and we're brought to the screen. You can see here that we're being asked to put in a web address. So I'm going to use a local bicycle store here, Orange Cycle. Paste it in. What it's doing is pulling all the colors from the website, and then I'll also, as you'll see, have the option of pulling colors from the logo. So once the branded template picker is done, you can see a couple things here. So we're getting 3 email templates that we can choose from to build our email out in. The color scheme chosen was the color scheme from the website. Sometimes that may not be the color choice you want to use for a client may want to use. So I can go to the logo colors to more closely match the brand there. I can toggle between images that were found on the website. So if it didn't pull the right logo or it didn't pull the image I happen to want to use at the top, I can toggle between those. Here you can see that Constant Contact has pulled any social media that it found, and all of this is editable later. This is just a way for a small business, a nonprofit, to see their brand in a template really quickly. Now we're going to talk about some strategy and some advantages here if you're not already thinking of some, but once I choose one of these templates, I'm brought into the familiar Constant Contact 3rd generation editor that ideally you've been using for a while. I can alter any of the pieces from here. So if I want a pattern to go with my background, or if I don't want a pattern, if I want to go with a different color, if I want to, of course, bring in images and links and video and all the essential pieces to having a successful email, I can do that. This is a template. And now I could just save this and save it as a master template and reuse it for each weekly email, each monthly email. But this significantly did a lot of things for me. So let's talk a little bit about some strategy and why you might want to use this if you're not already thinking about that. So let's talk a little bit about some benefits to the branded template picker. I think it's pretty inherent, but let's talk about some things that I've experienced and that I've thought through that I think are really going to help you in your business. First of all, it's really just a great way to wow your prospects. So anybody you're working with that you're trying to get business from, service business, I would sit down and show this to them. I think it does a couple of things for you. One, once you allow a small business or nonprofit to see their brand in the email, they're already a little further down the trail as far as hiring you and working with you. Seeing their brand in the email just brings the entire conversation alive. On top of that, it's just a really great feature. Like, it shows how robust Constant Contact is in the fact that it does this so amazingly cleanly. It turns that website into an email. It's just a fantastic way to introduce people to Constant Contact. You know, if you are working on emails for clients, it certainly speeds up your efforts, certainly especially at the beginning of the relationship where you're building a template. Of course, you can, as I said, edit any of the features after you've created the template, but it certainly speeds up your efforts. In particular, two pieces. One, it grabs that logo and saves it into the client's account or in your account, however you're building it. And it pulls those colors without using hex codes and color picking tools, so it cuts that whole process down pretty quickly. It impresses potential referrals. So again, not all of your business is going to be service business. You do have the ability to get revenue share from anybody that you refer to us. We sell them, we close them, we manage them. If I was potentially showing somebody Constant Contact briefly just to refer them to Constant Contact, the fact that they can build their email so quickly on their own is more likely that they'll be successful quickly, and you'll start reaping the revenue share from that referral. Opens the door to best practices. So because this creates an email in our new 3rd generation editor, templates are all built using mobile friendliness, mobile responsiveness, and a lot of other best practices around the way emails are read today. It gets you talking about those best practices quicker. Certainly, if I was showing Constant Contact to many people in a presentation, or if I was doing one-on-one consults, I would not only just build the template using the template picker for all the reasons I stated above, but I would then almost immediately, as soon as I went into the editing environment, show folks how they can see that email in a mobile responsive preview. Those two things, getting their brand in there and showing them the mobile responsiveness, I believe, will really open a lot of doors into a deeper conversation with prospects or a group. Speaking of groups, great for one-to-many. I've had experience with this. I've been lucky enough to try this out in front of a large audience, and it certainly wowed people. As I said during the demo, it literally caused applause, and in fact, in one of my sessions, it actually caused a standing ovation. Now, to be clear, the audience I was talking to was about 80% Constant Contact customers, so this was solving a huge pain, a pain I'll talk about in a second, but it solved a huge pain for them, and on top of that, they were really excited where Constant Contact was going as a company, and they were happy with their investment of the tool. The remaining group, many of them got a trial. It just opened the door, and it opened their minds to a acceptance of Constant Contact and realizing that they could make an email on their own. Really great for one-to-many. Fantastic thing that I would almost start with as soon as I got into a demo. So as soon as I was done with a PowerPoint presentation or whatever I was doing, I would certainly show this. It just really highlights the power of Constant Contact. Lastly, it helps migrate some to 3GE. Not all of your clients, and certainly maybe even some prospects you work with, are using our new editor. There is some resistance to it. One of the biggest pieces of resistance is they have to create a new template. Well, with the template picker, it's certainly a lot easier for them to move to 3GE. It's going to bring in their colors, their logos, and honestly, when it comes to an email, those are going to be the essential pieces you want in a modern, mobile responsive, mobile first email. It makes it easier than ever to migrate people to 3GE. And in fact, my experience with that large group, the 80% that were Constant Contact customers, most were using the older editor. They hadn't migrated to the new editor because they thought it would be painful. The fact that it turned that website into a 3GE email, the new editor, overcame that objection, and once they overcame that objection, the ability to then use all the other features that are built into the new editor was just icing on the cake. So make sure to check out the Branded Template Picker in your account, in your clients' accounts. I think you're going to love it if you haven't used it already. And with that, we'll catch everybody next time. Take care. Thanks a lot.